So I got an email from someone asking me if I would recommend the physician associate profession. The thing about the PA role is that I don't think it's for everyone. There is nothing wrong with the role per se, but it's the individual doing the job. I remember when I first went to PA school, in the first week you'll meet people from different backgrounds, but you could broadly put them I think in about 4 groups. You'll meet the soul searcher. So the soul searcher is this person who perhaps was a biomedic or used to work in the lab or something like that. Tells you, man, I've searched my soul, I'm tired of working in the lab, and I really want to be able to do on-the-hand stuff like seeing patients. So I could be a medic, I thought I could become a nurse, but I fancy a bit of diagnosing, and I didn't really want to spend all these years going and doing medicine. So I saw this PA role and I thought it allowed me to have what I'm looking for. So the soul searcher has found his heart's delight. Then you meet the ones that it seems like that's not sunk in, that when you go through the PA course, you don't become a doctor, you become a physician associate. And I think, of course, yeah, I'll do the PA role. I'm more like a doctor without a title. So it's the same thing at the end of the day. No, bro, it's not the same thing. And that can hit you like a ton of bricks. So if you are going in, just be aware you are going in to become a physician associate. There is someone above you in the capacity of a doctor that will be calling the shots. The earlier you get acquainted with this reality, I think the better it will be for you in the long run. Then you have the actual folks that really apply for medicine. They had a spot, but for some reason or the other, they decided, listen, my soul, my heart is telling me this ain't it for me. But at the same time, I recognize I want to be in a position where I can care for people. But then as they go along, there are moments they have not so pleasant encounters with certain individuals. These folks that had spots on medicine, they sometimes think to themselves, not think to themselves, they say it out loud. It's not like I'm in their heads and I know what they're thinking. Maybe I should have done medicine just to show these that the fact that I'm physician associate doesn't mean I have one neuron in my head. And I think that creates a chip on the shoulder of most physician associates. You constantly have to prove yourself. As a junior doctor goes into a department, then it's not performing to the best of his abilities, makes a mistake, we will understand that it is just this junior doctor. The same cannot be said for physician associates. You are carrying the whole profession on your back 24/7. If you go to a ward and for some reason or the other, let's say it's a common diagnosis, but for whatever reason you do not remember it, you're not able to explain it, guess what just happened? It was not that you, Mr. X, did not know the mechanism of action of amoxicillin, forgot about your peptidoglycans, your lactams, and all that stuff. The whole physician associate establishments are now deemed incapable of understanding the mechanism of action of amoxicillin. Jesus Christ. That is a lot to be carrying on your shoulder. Can I just exist as an individual, not having to represent my whole profession? If I ought to make a mistake as a physician associate, I'm happy to show that responsibility. Then I'll learn from it, I'll go improve. But I don't want it to be, if I make a mistake, now my bros in London have to hear about it, my bros in Manchester have to hear about it. I know I'm a physician associate, but give me a break. Then you have the doctor wannabes. These are the students that in their hearts of hearts, they know they want to be doctors. It's not, I think, I guess, no, bro. You know in your hearts of hearts you want to be a doctor, but you couldn't get in, and that is fine. I have been there, which is okay. Nothing to worry about. Those are the ones I can 100% say physician associate is not for you. The main problem is that we are too close to medicine. If physician associate existed in a vacuum, as in it was in healthcare, but it was not so tied to traditional medicine, I think we would actually be fine. It's so tied that physician associates will always be under the shadow of doctors. There is no escaping this because physician associates do not practice any other discipline. We are practicing medicine within a limited scope. We will always be under the shadow of doctors in that regard. We are so close to them. So if ever in your own hearts you know you always wanted to be a doctor, because of this close proximity, it will never sit well with you. It will never. Because this is not where you belong. You don't see yourself as a physician associate. It will mess with your head. I'm just telling you the truth. You can sugarcoat it. I know some people don't want to hear this. They want to assume that everybody that is a physician associate finds this job so rewarding and they've always wanted to be a physician associate. BS. Absolute nonsense. There are folks that love it and it's amazing for them. There's something called life. Some people need to pay bills. Some people need to exist. Living crisis, heating, it has to go up. You have to pay the l'argent. It's serving a purpose. But to think there are no folks that would jump ship tomorrow, today, if they were given that option, please, it's a lie. And also there are the folks that truly would never touch traditional medicine with a 15-foot pole. They are not interested in traditional medicine because they don't want to be broke. You look at these FY1s, their paper ain't right. The hours they do, constant struggling for annual leaves and all the mess that is going on, 30% erosion of their pay in real terms and all these problems. Some people have come to the conclusion it's not really worth the stress. And those physician associates do exist. They are happy with their life. Absolutely happy. They wake up in the morning, they do their 9 to 5, they don't do on social hours. The month comes, they earn more than an FY1. Of course, an FY1 will be on it for now, but then in the future they'll get paid more. That is the trade-off the doctor is making. Though, in all honesty, compared to what some of our bros make in the US, Canada, and around the world, what they get paid in the UK is really questionable, very peanuts. Which brings me to this point. I was looking at a physician associate forum, and there was this PA that said they were able to make, I think, was it $200,000 a year. Now I asked myself, I just ask, what kind of people live in America? $200,000 as a physician associate. I tell you guys, the day we get the regulation, if the folks over there in the US accept PAs, I would take the first flight and I'm not looking back. I'm lying, fam. I'm scared of the US, man. I like the food they have there, mamacitas, but they play with guns too much. That thing scares me. I don't want any part of that. But maybe if you are working as a physician associate, you can afford to live in a nice neighborhood where these things rarely occur. That might not be what every physician associate gets in the US, but damn, it's more than a consultant definitely I will ever get in the UK, unless they are in private work and perhaps they have some appropriate connections. But on a regular consultant salary, you would never make 200. Like, Jesus Christ. I think it's the UK, man. Healthcare professionals are not paid that well in the UK. I don't think it's just healthcare professionals. It's just the UK economy and pay. Too stingy. You guys, too stingy. Not giving enough l'argent. So yeah, if you want to become a physician associate, do it. But be realistic about what you'll be facing in your day-to-day life. This was just a bit of a rant. I don't know if it made sense, but I just felt like saying it. And I hope it helps you out there when you are thinking of making your decision. So boy, Yoti, and I'm out. Salutes.